Hey, happy 4th of July, everybody. It's Lynn Renee McDonald here from Virginia. Today, I'm just going to light some sage up here because today is the holiday. There's never a greater time than when we're around a lot of people to do some sage or after we're around a lot of people to do some sage. So anyway, so I'm just clearing the energy around me with the sage, asking Spirit to clear, heal, and change it. Any energy that's in me that got on me with my travels today. Happy 4th of July, everybody. Just going to clear myself off. My favorite is California white sage. There's also Palo Santo. There's different incenses. There's all different ways to clear the energy off of you. But during the holidays is a fantastic time to just get it going and start doing that. You know, learn about saging, clear off the energy, because when we go different places, we get a lot of energy on us. The energy that gets on us can come from lesser vibrational densities than we are. And when people are drinking and smoking or getting high and doing drugs and all kinds of weirdo shit that people do on the holidays because they do it to cope, they do it because they're not well, and sometimes they do it to lower their own vibration. Sometimes I've seen spiritual people, and I've done this myself. Sometimes I'll have a few glasses of wine to kind of lower my vibration if I know I have to go somewhere like the public school system, like for back to school night. Or, you know, when I come home, I'll have a few glasses of wine just to deal sometimes. But the deal is just really about lowering your vibration. Okay, so if ever you feel like you have to have a couple of glasses of wine, or once in a while you get high, or things like that, that's okay, you know, to lower your vibration, and it's helping you and assisting you in a certain way. It's kind of like when you've had enough of everybody else's crap in this society. You know, I'm not saying you should drink and get high all the time, or you know, or use this as something to help you, you know, all the time when you don't feel good, or you're this, or you're that, or you have this problem or that problem. What I am saying is that it's okay once in a while to say, hey, I don't want to deal with the shit going on at this party. I don't want to deal with these lower vibers. It's going to be issues, and whether it's on a conscious level or on a subconscious level, okay, or is that the word? Yes, conscious level or subconscious level. Whether it's on these levels, what I want to tell you is that it is okay. It is okay, because your soul will guide you to what is best for you. You know, I'm not talking about 50 glasses of wine or drinking bottles and bottles. That's when you know that you're unwell. When you have a couple glasses of wine or a hit off a joint or something like that once in a while, it's okay. It's kind of like your soul saying, hey, I'm really, especially you high vibers out there that are like me, it's like, you know, you get tired of the shit in this reality, especially now we're in 5 retrograde planets. That's a lot. That is a lot. So we're going through so much, and every now and then you're going to do shit like that to just take the edge off, and it's okay. But if you're getting high to find God, if you're getting high because you just want to get high, if you're getting high because you're miserable all the time, or drinking, or whatever it is, drinking, drugs, any kind of thing that's going to alter your perception of reality, and it's an outside drug source that is really not healthy for you, then you really have to take a look at it and say, why am I doing this? What am I doing? How is this helping me? Is this my wisest choice? Once in a while, absolutely, it's okay. All right, but it's not something that you're going to use. Like people say to me, oh, I get high all the time because it brings me such great spiritual experiences. And I'm like, yeah, that's not why you should be doing that. I said, you shouldn't be doing that because it's not healthy for you. All right, and that's not the way you do it. You want to get high with God? You go within. You ask Spirit for everything you need. So this is the 4th of July weekend, and happy 4th of July in case I didn't wish everybody that. The reason we're talking about this is specifically for these reasons, because we're going to be going places for the holidays and for barbecues, and people are going to be drinking. You're going to know right away what's best for you, if you should have a drink or not, if you should have a toke or not, or whatever it is that you decide to do or not to. The best way to do things, to clear things and heal things and deal with things, is to ask Spirit. You can use stones. You can use sage, sage, California white sage. You can use Palo Santo. You can use, what do you call it? Incenses, oils. You can use so many different practical 3D world tools, as well as the very first thing you should do is talk to God. Ask Spirit, hey, clear this stuff off of me. Surround me with a bubble of white light, of super, super, super love energy. Protect me. And anything that comes towards me, boom, send it right back out to them. All right? Send it out to them with love, from love. Okay, because love is the answer to everything, okay? So that's the best way to deal with it. But sometimes we just need a break, and we're in this world, and we're human, and this stuff happens. So when we're human, sometimes we want to have a bottle of wine, and it's okay. Not necessarily a bottle, but I'm talking about like a drink or two, not a bottle, okay? Let me just clarify that, all right? It's wisest never to drink too much, because then you're usually hurting for days, and it's not your best idea, okay? Why? Because then you become a lower vibrator. It lowers your vibration when you drink and you do drugs. Make no mistake about it. Then you get more shit on you, and then more shit meaning other people's energy, other people's stuff. And then when other people drink and you go to parties, you'll pick up their energy. It's kind of like, did you ever go to the 7-Eleven and the vibes in the 7-Eleven are like, ooh, and you go in there and you come back out and you're like a totally different person because you've picked up everybody's emotional crap. That's part of being an empath, all right? That's part of your huge, massive spiritual gifts. The more sensitive you are, really, the more gifted you are spiritually and in so many ways, okay? So that's really what I wanted to talk to you guys about today, is sitting down, taking a look at your holidays, okay? Because here is what's happening. It's okay to go out. It's okay to have a good time. Obviously, it's never wise to drink and drive, okay? Never, or do drugs and drive. That's not a wise choice. Make the wisest choice from your heart. If you don't know what the wisest choice is, you ask God that you do know, okay? You need a ride, you ask God for that. You drank too much, you ask God that you don't, all right? You ask God beforehand, and you create your best reality. You create what you want to happen at the barbecue. You want to stop drinking with 2 drinks? Thanks God for that for me. All these tools that I'm teaching you here today are practical, everyday, real world life for people, human form, earth energy, okay? Because we are super high vibrational beings in human bodies, okay? And they're lovely, and there's a lot of lovely and great experiences out here in the earth world, okay? However, we often, sometimes need a break from being, spiritual. Sometimes we're in terms of, and not necessarily taking a break from being spiritual, but you need some assistance from outside 3D world. Okay, so and that's what I'm talking about. These situations when we would need to, where it not necessarily need to, but sometimes where we may choose from love for ourselves to give ourselves a break and and say, I don't want to worry about this anymore. I don't want to worry about right now how I'm going to a friend's house and I'm going to be staying there, and they're low vibers or their energy just isn't healthy for me. And then this happened to me actually once, and I stayed at a friend's house, and my friend was like it was a friend, is a client of mine, and I stayed at her house, and I was super grateful because she helped me out. But she doesn't vibe where I vibe, and that's not a bad thing. It's just, but however, by the second night, I only stayed with her 2 days, and I was super grateful because she was so lovely. However, it's like self-preservation. When I get in somebody's unwell energy, I was like, yeah. The first night she said to me, would you like a glass of wine? And I'm like, yeah, no, thanks, I'll be fine. When I pray on it and I ask Spirit to clear, heal, and change it. And then I had a day at an event I was going to, and I was at the event all day. And then the next day, this is funny, I came home and I was staying at her house too. And she's like, do you want some wine? And I was like, you know what? Second thought, I think I will have a glass of wine. So sometimes I will use stuff like that to help me to lower my vibration in some way, shape, or form, so I can deal without having to deal with it in a totally spiritual way. It's just like I don't want to say a crutch, but it's a tool that we can use in this reality. Alcohol, drugs, and I'm not condoning their use at all. What I am condoning is sometimes you need a little break, and a little is okay. We're not talking about 50 gallons of wine, a 12-pack, We're not talking about, shooting up heroin. We're not talking about stuff like that. We're not talking about hardcore stuff. We're talking about a little bit of something to take the edge off of something is okay. But once in a while. We're not talking about all the time. We're talking about once in a while. Okay. So this is for you guys to let you know, because this is really important, because you need to know the differences between having a little bit of wine or a little bit of a drug, and what drugs are healthy and what are not. So ask Spirit what is best for you. Once in a while, you're going through a rough time in your life, and this, with these 5 planets the way they are, you need a little assistance, and that's okay. Sometimes you may feel like you need a little assistance. You don't always need that, okay? So, most of the time, I don't really drink. Once in a while, I would probably say once every 6 months, or once in a while, I'll have a glass of wine here and there, and that's okay. That's okay. And that's why God or Spirit or love energy put these things here to help and assist us. Just like using essential oils for health issues, or vitamins, or minerals. It's a little bit different from what everybody mainstream is used to doing with these things. However, if you look at everything in a different perspective from love for you, and you use them for the healthiest, best ways of using these things, then they're not a bad thing, and they're not an unwell thing. But always make sure you look at your intent. Why do you want that glass of wine? If you're drinking to not deal with somebody on a regular basis, or you're drinking because you don't want to deal with something, or you're drinking because you're not well, or you're taking drugs, or you're shooting up, then you got some problems, serious ass problems. Okay, then all of this wellness and unwell is from your soul, and it's up to you to be the best you that you came here to be, and focus and clear and heal and change this. Now that's why I'm here, is because that's also all part of the whole picture of what I teach. So that is really the deal. If you're drinking a lot, smoking a lot, doing a lot of drugs, and especially more hardcore drugs, and to me, and through Spirit telling me, hardcore drugs, anything more than a little bit of alcohol and a little bit of like pot or any, Valium here or there, or something like that, or a Xanax, we get, Spirit's telling me we get that you can use those things, and it's okay. But when you start to have a problem with it, or you use it regularly or all the time, or you're using it to have fun or to get away from you really have to look at that, okay? So I just wanted to tell you these things today about yourself, about what's going on spiritually, and when is a good time to touch a taboo subject, because, it's okay to have a glass of wine and let loose once in a while, absolutely. But what you want to do is you want to always make your wisest choices. Take a look at what is best for you from love. Do everything you do from love, and love from you first. You don't have tons of wine because your friend says to. You don't do shots at the bar because your buddy says to. Okay? You do them based on what is best and healthiest for you. Same thing when you go to a party. You want to be in a healthy space. You don't want to be in a place of unwell, right? So make the wisest choices. And if you don't know what they are, you ask God that you do. Okay, so today's video is really happy 4th of July to everybody. I know you're going to be indulging in some way, shape, or form, or maybe not. Today I didn't have any wine. I might have a glass a little bit later. It just sometimes it takes the edge off with all the stuff we're going through, all the clearing, because all the stuff with the planets, and I really just needed to talk to you today about this so that you can really judge or know, so to speak, when it is best for you to have a glass of wine, and when it is best to not, and when and how many, because more than 3 is the number of God. You don't need any more than 3. 3 drinks, and especially you don't need 3 hits, okay? Or whatever it is, meaning one at a time, feel in your heart, not a lot. You don't need a lot. If you need more than a little bit, then you got a problem. And really, that's the truth, okay? So anyways, so those are ways that you can use this stuff in a positive, healthy way. Just some guidance from love energy to be the healthiest, best you that you can be, because we're going through a lot of stuff, and during the holidays and barbecues and people and family, there's all kinds of crap. But the very first thing you should always do is call on Spirit or love energy or God, all the same thing, okay, to create your best life, your best you from love. And that's pretty much it for today. So if you guys got any questions, you can email me. I know it's pretty daring to go online and say this crazy stuff, but my heart always speaks the truth from love energy and the highest vibration of Christ energy. So Christ energy meaning highest vibration of God's honest, unconditional love, truth, and wisdom. That's what I teach. That's what I do. This is what my soul came in here to do. And you can reach me on my website at lynreneemcdonald.com. Any questions, you can also email me from there. You can call me if you want to set up an appointment or work with me. What I teach is about law of universe and how to really be the greatest you could ever be in this reality, because it's a crazy world, especially now. All right. So these are some of the tools that I teach, you know, when to know, when to say when, and what to do and how to do it and why you're doing it, and to take a look at everything about you when it comes to drugs, alcohol, anything that you know in your heart isn't well for you. You got to take a look and say, why am I doing this? Is this the healthiest, best way for me and thing for me? All right. So anyways, today's video is a little shorter. We'll probably do different segments at different times, but I wish you all the best, happiest Thanksgiving, the best, happiest 4th of July, filled with love and great times. Be safe, be healthy, and if you don't know how to be that, you ask God that you do, and you ask God for those things, or love energy for those things, and you say, thank you, God, for that for me, in the healthiest, best way, for me and all, or something better. All right. Thank you so much, everybody. Have the best day. All right. Bye-bye.